Top of the morning, my Cadillackers. Top of the morning, kid folk. It's the Cadillac Talk Morning Show. I am your host, Macaroni, Big Tony Jones in the building. Salute to everybody watching this morning. Wherever you are in the world, I send you nothing but love, blessings, prayer. I hope your family's good, your health is straight, and your finances even better. You know what I'm talking about? And if it's your first time checking in, let me know what country, what state, what province, what street corner, what penthouse in the sky you checking in from, because we worldwide, and it's nothing but love, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Sunday morning, we getting down to some world news politics. Now, before we get started, man, I ain't going to lie to y'all this morning, man. I'm going through my timeline, right? Seeing something that went down in Minneapolis, man. With the ICE agents, man. It was not good. They unalived this brother for trying to, I don't know why he was trying to intervene in the stop. Trying to be a good Samaritan, I guess. You know. And man, it went south, and listen, man. It was a lot. I can't even get all the words out. I don't even think I could play the video. I just saw it. I downloaded it. I don't know how I'm gonna, if I do put it together a certain way for us to talk about it on Wednesday. But man, this situation is getting kind of hectic. You know what I mean? Like now it's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous, and I think you might have some ICE agents that are overstepping their boundaries. But I don't know what they are allowed and not allowed to do. Like what have they been told that they can do? You get what I'm saying? What's illegal and not illegal for their job? Do they have the same? Are they upheld to the same standard as regular law enforcement? You know what I'm saying? As the Army. I don't know how it works. I'm not in the U.S., but for all my U.S. counterparts, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to let me know, and y'all been doing a good job of letting me know in the comment section and in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? So this morning, man, we going. I was watching a documentary about 3 weeks ago. On the same plot, it's the same player partner, Ryan Wedding. All right. I said, they ain't gonna catch this nigga. That's why I said to myself watching the show, they ain't gonna catch this nigga. I done forgot all about the nigga. Then, oh my God, my timeline yesterday. They got him.
Ryan Wedding.
From the heights of Olympic promise,
20 years old, two-time World Junior Championship medalist,
to the target of a cross-border law enforcement dragnet.
He is a modern-day El Chapo. He is a modern-day Pablo Escobar. And he thought he could evade justice.
Born in Thunder Bay, Ryan Wedding started snowboarding after his family moved to Port Coquitlam, BC. Wedding's athletic ability brought him to the Olympics in 2002.
If anyone has the potential to hold a ton of speed.
Placing 24th, Wedding's potential faded. 4 years later, Ryan Wedding's name appears in a search warrant for a cannabis grow-op in Maple Ridge, BC. But Wedding isn't charged. 2008, Wedding is arrested in San Diego attempting to buy 24 kilograms of cocaine.
We really didn't know about Ryan Wedding until he stepped off the plane.
At trial, Wedding says, "I've had an opportunity to see firsthand what drugs do to people, and honestly, I'm ashamed." Found guilty, Wedding serves time in both California and Texas prisons. 2015, Ryan Wedding is described in court documents as the man in charge of a massive cocaine smuggling operation funneling drugs from Mexico and Colombia into Canada. The RCMP charged Wedding, but he's already on the run. Deepening...
Yo! Wedding! How do you go for goddamn... the Olympics. I mean, I'll be at the Winter Olympics. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? I don't be watching. I'm not gonna lie. So you El Chapo. Man, look. 60% of the poll says, goddamn it, the nigga had some help from the inside. You can't go on the run for 10 goddamn years. RCMP, they know what they see, somebody was tipping them off. Somebody was tipping them off. You know what I mean? Until you had nowhere else to go. You know what I mean? But that's, yo, man, I didn't know it was like that though.
His ties with the Sinaloa cartel, authorities believe Wedding is now operating out of Mexico, building his drug smuggling organization into a billion-dollar operation. October 2024. After joining forces with the RCMP for Operation Giant Slalom, the FBI charged Wedding and 15 others for an alleged drug trafficking operation that stretches from Colombia to Canada, including a series of murder charges.
This group was ruthless and violent.
Helping crack...
Yo, this is narco. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no small time play. After Wedding, man, why? I guess Olympic money wasn't good enough. I guess there wasn't no sponsorship money coming out of that, though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't parlay that into something else. You know what I mean? Because this right here, man. I ain't hiding out in Mexico for goddamn 10 years. Somebody was helping.
The case, Wedding's former associate, now government informant, Jonathan Acevedo Garcia. January 2025. Acevedo Garcia is shot and killed in a restaurant in Medellin, Colombia. Wedding is accused of ordering the hit.
Wedding placed a bounty on the victim's head in the erroneous belief that the victim's death would result in the dismissal of criminal charges.
November 2025, a breakthrough. U.S. officials lay new charges on Wedding and 12 alleged associates, upping the reward to $15 million.
He's currently on the FBI's, and has been, top 10 most wanted list.
I think one of his partners rat him out. Listen, the Fed put $15 million on your head, bro. Now, I know in the streets when they say, oh, people got money on people's heads, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard of nobody in the street say, man, we got $15 million on somebody's head. Big Juke had $100,000 on one to play a partner's heads, and then he didn't even want to pay it. Yo, 15 mil? God.
Controls one of the most prolific and violent drug trafficking organizations in this world.
The operation leads to the arrest of 8 Canadians with ties to Wedding, including Deepak Paradkar, a lawyer accused of counseling Wedding to kill a witness. All which leads to this. After a decade as a fugitive from the law, the FBI, working with local law enforcement in Mexico and the RCMP, get their man.
Ryan Wedding tormented several people and several families that will never be the same. But today, they get the justice that they sought.
Ryan Wedding will remain in custody until he makes his first federal court appearance in Los Angeles on Monday.
Yo, good morning, Lady T. Salute to you. Good morning. On this snowy day in Ontario. It's a ridiculous day, man. I don't know what's going on. What we say? He's mixed up with the cartel, and it sounds like he's the head. Sounds like he was running the whole operation. And you got to have some kind of cartel help. You can't be moving that kind of product from Colombia to this place to that place, and then y'all chilling in Mexico. Nah, you ain't gonna be chilling in Mexico like that for 10 years without some kind of help. That's wild, man. Why? I think now he must realize himself all the money that he got and all the stuff that he did. It ain't worth it, because you ain't never gonna see the light of day ever. It's like, it's done. You know what I'm saying?
So let's pick up on that, because Prince Harry has indeed arrived at the High Court in London at his case against the publisher of...
All right, we're going to London. Prince Harry's not having it. They got to put some respect on his name. You know what I'm saying? Y'all media outlets talking, you know what I'm saying? For years they've been doing that shit, these media outlets. And enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? What to say? I can't believe outside right now. I'm sure it isn't the last of the snow for a bit. I'm ready for the spring, summer right now, right about now. I think we all are. Unless you live on the West Coast now. I mean, I'm ready to go back to my T-shirts and shit, man. I can't be doing this sweaters and long sleeves and jackets and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's going on, man. We got some world news. We're going to London right now, and the Prince.
The Daily Mail begins. The Duke of Sussex is one of a number of public figures who are suing Associated Newspapers Limited for breach of privacy. They accuse the group of unlawful activities, such as hiring private investigators to place listening devices inside cars and accessing private phone conversations. Well, ANL have rejected the allegations as preposterous. So let's cross over to talk to my colleague Martin Croxall, who is there for us. Martin, over to you.
Thank you. Yes, we've just seen a short time ago the arrival of Prince Harry. He came through the side gate, as is typical. Other claimants have also arrived as well. We're not expecting all 7 of them here, but they are drawn from...
If he could prove they was wiretapping his phones and putting bugs in his cars, if he could prove that shit, yo, fuck. Yo, what is that? The Daily Mail? That nigga's fucked up. That nigga's worse than TMZ. If that's what's going on in the United Kingdom, how did I be like, what the? That's not regular media, man. I mean, allegedly what happened to Princess Di. We should know this is not regular media. Alleged. You know what I'm saying?
From, obviously, the royal family and the worlds of politics and entertainment. It could be a 9-week hearing. My colleague, our correspondent, Helena Wilkinson, is here at the High Court with me, and she's been following the ins and outs of this case, which has been going on for quite a few years. Helena, let's just start with the basics. Who are the claimants?
So there are 7 claimants. You mentioned there Prince Harry, who arrived at court. You can see those pictures, arrived at court in the last 20 minutes or so ago. Some questions shouted at him by some of the photographers and camera crews who were there. He did wave a couple of times but didn't say anything as he went into the court building. So Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is one of the 7 claimants. Baroness Doreen Lawrence, her son Stephen Lawrence, who was murdered. Elizabeth Hurley, she walked through the front of the building again in the last 40 minutes or so. Sir Elton John, his husband David Furnish, we haven't seen them here today. Also,
there's a lot of people on this suit, man. Sir Elton John, and she didn't have to put his husband in there, but I guess she wanted to put his husband in there. Okay, fine. I guess whatever. I don't know why she put that in there, but whatever. Sounds like a serious case. With all these powerful people on there, man, and they could prove even a little bit of what's going on, I think it's over for whatever the Daily Mail or whatever the fuck it is, man. Can you imagine TMZ was doing shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Boogie trapping people's phones and shit and their cars just to get information. I'd be pissed off too if I was the Prince. If I read in the magazine some shit and I'm like, oh, how did they know this shit and it's true? I'd be pissed off in the motherfucker.
to Simon Hughes, former Liberal Democrat MP, and Sadie Frost, the actress as well. So 7 claimants in this case, and they allege breach of privacy against the publisher of the Mail, the Daily Mail, Associated Newspapers Limited.
And what are they claiming that breach of privacy came from?
What they're claiming, all 7 claimants, now there was a generic case that the claimants wanted to put forward. That was struck out by the judge. So what we're going to see throughout this trial that's expected to go on for 9 weeks is each case, each article will be put forward by the claimants. Now what they say is that they were targeted by Associated Newspapers Limited, the publisher of the Daily Mail, using unlawful information gathering during a specified period of time. And then what they allege is that that information obtained, commissioned, they allege by the publisher, that information obtained resulted in articles published in Associated Newspapers. And we're going to hear about a number of different unlawful information gathering techniques throughout the case. One of them, phone hacking. We're going to hear a lot about that. That's illegally accessing people's voicemails. Phone tapping, which is recording or listening to live phone calls.
You know what, though? That's a lot, because the judge said, no, you're not going to come with no generic arguments and dismiss that shit. You're coming with anything, I need to see the facts. I need to see exactly, if you said, though, that they wiretapped your car, you need to see the facts. You got to prove this shit. That can get sticky, man. Because on one hand, they got the information illegally. We're gonna start saying the information is right, and whatever they was talking about is right. So if you're running from something, you're about to admit that something is true in order to say your privacy was evaded. I don't know if you want to go. Hey man, it's up to the prince what he wants to do. It's up to Sir Elton John what they want to do. But I think they got a case. It sounds like they got a case.
We're also going to hear the word blagging probably quite a lot during this trial, which is unlawfully obtaining private data. That includes hospital, medical records, and also financial as well.
Now, this is a case against the publishers of the Daily Mail, Associated Newspapers Limited. And some of the allegations go back a very long way, decades in some case. And the publisher tried to have this case stopped on the basis that the cases hadn't been brought within 6 years.
What we said in the chat, these journalists go above and beyond to get journalism. They're ruthless. They take their job very, very, very seriously. Cutthroat, ruthless. They be outside and wherever. They will stalk you. They will stalk you. Man, you catch a flight, got in town, got down 3:30 in the morning, there's a whole bunch of paparazzi outside waiting for you. How they knew, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers, if they be tapping phones, that's next level journalism. That's definitely illegal, and something got to be done about it. Because if nothing gets done about it, that's just gonna start happening over here, and then it's over. Then it's done. You know what I mean?
Of the offences being committed, or realising that these events had taken place. But the claimants were successful in saying, look, at the time, we didn't know about these this conduct that was going on, that they're alleging took place. So this is why we're here at the High Court today. But separately, the publishers have said, look, these claims are lurid, preposterous.
Yes, exactly. And as you rightly say, in privacy cases, in a case like this, and it will be a big issue in this trial, usually it's got to be brought within 6 years unless the alleged victim can prove otherwise. And so what we're likely going to see throughout the trial is the claimant side putting forward that some of the claimants saw articles in recent years. That is going to be a big issue in the trial. But Associated Newspapers Limited, they are defending their journalism. A previous statement that they put out says...
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, man. You're going to have to prove that I mic'd your goddamn car. You're going to have to prove I put a tracking device on your shit. You're going to have to prove that I tapped your phone calls and your voicemails. Now, fuck that shit, bro. It sounds like a fairy tale story. It sounds like some Hollywood shit. That's what I would say to defend myself. I'm like, niggas, listen. Unless you got the die-hard evidence, and you bring the tracking device and let me see it. Yeah, just because I got all the information right. No, how about you check the niggas in your circle? You know what I mean? Because these journalists will figure out whatever they got to figure out, man. And you're some die-hard fans, basketball, football, baseball, hockey. Them niggas track the team, know exactly when the team flight's coming in, make sure they're there. So, what I'm trying to say is, a good journalist is going to go above and beyond to get the information. Doesn't mean that they was tracking your shit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to prove this one.
That the claims are preposterous and without foundation, and it has previously said in its defence submission that the case brought by the Prince and others is an affront to hard-working journalists whose reputation and integrity, as well as those of Associated itself, are wrongly traduced. That is a statement from Associated Newspapers Limited. Just to say, we have journalists, of course, inside the courtroom. The judge walked into court in the last few moments and the hearing is now underway.
Helena, for the moment, thank you very much. So for the next 3 days, it's opening statements from the barristers on each side in this case, due to last for 9 weeks, and it's later in the week that we are due to see Prince Harry appear as a witness in this case. We'll bring you updates here from the High Court throughout the day.
Londoners are being asked to start paying the...
All right. Moving on. But I hope, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to say is we're going to stay up to date with the trial, with the proceedings, and see what's going on, right? These are the big accusations, man. I want to see both sides, but if I'm going to stick with the journalism side, I got to say, hey, man, you're gonna have to bring the proof. The prison side, if you got the receipts, man, it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it's some bullshit. You can't be doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? We moving right along. Sticking with the UK. All right.
Price for the number of mobile phone thefts through their council tax. The Mayor of London wants to increase it to crack down on the more than 100 phones stolen every day. So how much will it cost? Well, an average London property will see a £20 increase, most going to the police. Some of that will go to the fire service. And that's up by 4% on the amount City Hall gets. It is the lowest increase for 5 years. Well, looking into all of this is our political correspondent, Susanna Mendonça.
Listen, man, thieves are robbing people for their phones. You want me to pay more council tax so that you can get rid of the thieves? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. No. Come on, man. Y'all can't even do your job in the first place. Even if I give you an extra $20 a goddamn month, you still ain't gonna be able to do your job. The motherfuckers on bikes.
Gangs on bikes stealing phones off unsuspecting victims. It's become an all too familiar sight on London's streets, and now the mayor wants Londoners to pay more in council tax to help police to combat it.
The sort of things we'll be asking the police to look into is specific teams targeting those parts of London where we know there is high phone thefts, concerns around watches being stolen and so forth. Use new technology, whether it's drones, how we can bear down on those that use e-bikes and e-scooters to steal people's mobile phones.
Don't y'all have a budget for that shit? What do you think? It don't even make sense. I don't understand how. You gonna raise the tax? Cause these niggas is on bike stealing shit. How about you have your police around doing? Listen, whoever's in the office doing nothing, have them motherfucking bike patrol, nigga. I done seen motherfuckers in the UK on goddamn rollerblades. Police officer on rollerblades. How come you ain't got one of them niggas chasing these niggas? I'm not with that, bro. I'm not trying to. If I'm there, I'm pissed off with that one. These niggas is out here being terrorists and stealing phones and shit. And I gotta pay you extra money to hope. And the hope you gonna do something about it. And get some drones and shit. Get the drones. You already got the money, man.
So we're going to work with the police to use their expertise, but I'm quite clear this additional funding must go towards dealing with this sort of high volume crime.
Under the proposals, Londoners in an average Band D property would pay an extra £20 in the next financial year for the mayor's portion of the council tax. £15 of that increase would go to policing, with around £5 going to the fire service. City Hall says it would raise an extra £60 million in total to help the Met to target mobile phone theft.
But if the London Assembly approves the draft budget next month, that will mean that for the first time, Londoners will be paying over £500 in a Band D property for council tax that they...
Lady T, I'm telling you, man. And I'm about to find that clip one day and put it in one of the lives. Yeah, man, the man was chasing some people on rollerblades, man. I said, what how? Y'all got niggas on rollerblades? Y'all should be having people, you know what I'm saying, chasing down these people on these bikes, stealing phones. Nah. In the UK, you gotta walk with your phone in your pocket when you go outside. You can't even check. You can't even afford to check what time it is. It's funny, but it's not funny. Something gotta be done. But I don't think it should be done on a taxpayer's expense. But then, where's the money supposed to come from? That's why I don't do politics, man.
Pay to the mayor, of course, that's on top of the council tax that they'll pay to their local boroughs for local services.
I think mobile theft is definitely a big problem in London. I don't know if you've ever been on social media, I feel like you see that happening all the time. But the other side of that coin is council tax is already at an all-time high.
I don't think that should come out of our pocket because we're already losing phones to the thieves, which puts additional pressure. So no, I don't think that we should be paying.
City Hall Conservatives say they've long called for the mayor to take action on phone thefts, but they say the amount Londoners are now expected to pay to the GLA for everything it funds, from policing to the fire service and public transport, is too high.
So under Sadiq Khan, his share of the council tax has risen from £276 to £510. That's for a Dundee property. So it's more or less doubled. And I think Londoners will wonder, are they getting double the service from the mayor for double the money that they're paying for him? I don't think they are, and I don't think they will think that they are. And I think it is high time that the mayor looks closely at the waste in City Hall.
That's one thing that is being considered in this budget, as the mayor plans to make £15 million of savings at City Hall, which it's expected could lead to job cuts there. He's also planning to put £100 million into providing free school meals in state primaries for a fourth year, and the budget allocates funding for the Development Corporation, which was set up to pedestrianise Oxford Street. A public consultation on those changes ends tonight. Susanna Mendonça, BBC.
Sounds like they got money, man. They got budget for this, they got budget for that, they got a budget for that. Y'all can't take a couple of dollars from and get rid of the phone thefts? Or how about harsher laws for niggas when niggas get caught? Then they will stop doing it. Nigga, if you say some reckless shit, like if I catch one of y'all niggas stealing phones, it's mandatory 5 years. Niggas will stop stealing phones. And they know the mandatory 5 years for that one phone they stole, niggas will stop stealing phones. Sometimes you gotta give them harsher laws. We don't need more budget, harsher laws. If you do get caught, you're gonna sit. It won't even seem fair proportion to the crime. That's how they're gonna learn. It's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to let me know what y'all think in the comment section in the chat. It's my opinion. I'm talking about. Because I'm not a fan of crime. No. But at the same time, I would never be a police officer. It's a dangerous job, man. I just know. If there's a problem over there, I'm walking the other way.
London.
Good evening. The family of a man who say he took...
Oh, we got a problem here, man. I need y'all taking this story, man. I don't know which way to flip it, man. I never heard anything like this in my entire life, or when it comes to gambling. I know gambling, can lead to some bad things, man. I ain't never had a gambling problem. I mean, 1 or 2 times you play some football, you win, you lose. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it funner to watch the game, personally. But unless you got some money, it can go south. You realize fast when you lose a couple bets, man. You got to know what your budget is, what you can afford to lose.
His own life after placing more than 600 bets in an hour have told BBC London that the inquest into his death was a battle from beginning to end. The family of Lee Adams say they struggled to persuade the coroner to consider that gambling was...
Lady T, it's true. Harsher laws will be more effective than raising taxes because of knuckleheads. Yes. And you want to raise taxes because of these knuckleheads? No. When the knuckleheads get caught, give them a sentence that's improportionate to the crime. Then they will learn. That's not even fair. All I did was steal a phone and cost a couple $100, and I got for 5 years. They will never do that shit again. Nigga will be like, whoa, bro, it's not even, knuckleheads. They start to think now, oh, man, it ain't even worth it, man. It ain't even worth it. Whoa. Now, they going to be like, the government's tripping. No, y'all tripping. The people need them. The folks need their cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Them iPhones ain't cheap now. All right, man, I don't understand. 600 bets in an hour. I don't know how we got there, man.
It's even a factor in his death. Well, it took 5 years before a coroner finally did conclude that...
Good morning, nice. Salute to you. I didn't even see that pop up. Good morning, salute to you. Absolutely. Good morning, shout out to everybody in New Jersey. You know what I'm talking about? No probation, just strict time. That's it. Y'all be reckless. Why are we raising taxes for knuckleheads who want to be reckless? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I always say it's a mind thing. You control your mind, and if you let it keep going, it's because you want it to. Period. Absolutely. I personally think they don't even care that it's happening. That's why they say, okay, well, since it's happening, y'all give us extra $20. We'll try to fix it. Yo, they must think people have no sense, man. Like they just make up whatever they want to make up because they don't want to fix a problem.
Gambling disorder was one of the causes. Lee's cousin Natalie described what Lee was like at the time to Megan Owen.
He was working, he was enjoying his work. He'd started a new relationship and was seeing somebody. He was making plans for the future. We just didn't have any idea that that's the point that he was getting to.
In the early hours of July the 24th, 2020, in the middle of lockdown, 36-year-old Lee Adams received his monthly salary and placed over 600 bets on online slots in just over an hour, according to his family. Shortly after, he ended his life.
It was completely, a complete shock. You maybe have this naive view that couldn't happen to your family or wouldn't happen to your family, and we didn't view Lee as in a really bad place.
Lee's cousin...
Let me tell you, if you're not careful, and one time I had one of them little, I don't know what the fuck, man, I think I had it on my fucking phone or some shit. I don't know what the fuck I did. One of them casino games, man. I put $5 in that bitch, and I didn't understand what the fuck I was doing. I put $5. I did I hit the button one time. My $5 was gone. I said, oh, I can't do this shit. Yo, right away, I was like, whoa. No. No. I said, no way. I'm not doing that. I'd rather take my $5 and bet on a team where I know my chances are. Probably. But yo, he's doing slots and all kind of shit. Holy fuck, that's real casino shit, man. When the casino's on your phone, oh my God.
Natalie, who grew up with him, says in the months before his death, he'd had a significant win of over £90,000 on online slots. He put thousands back onto online gambling sites and things began to spiral.
I suggested us keeping some of the money for him to help him out, but he, kind of insisted he was fine. But it wasn't until kind of June and July, when obviously his funds had run out and he had asked family to borrow money, that it was becoming clearer that it was a problem.
5 years later, in November 2025, a coroner found that Lee had a long-term depressive illness and a gambling disorder which had also contributed to his death. The coroner said there were...
I don't know if gambling is a disorder. Like, what we say in the chat, people gamble because they want to. Like, if I want to gamble, it's because I feel like, for me, I always say I don't like to gamble. If I'm going to do something, I have to know the probabilities are in my favor. So if I'm not watching football season, I'm not betting. If I ain't watching baseball season, I'm not betting. If I ain't even watching basketball, I'm not betting. That's how it is. For me, it's no one's fault but the gambler. If you can go to work instead of staying home, he's in control. That's facts. Oh, fuck. Same as gambling. Yo, bro, the man can get up and go to work. He's in control. The man won $90,000 and went back and blew it all. It's a you thing, man. Yeah, listen, bro. Because a lot of people gamble and they don't have issues. A lot of people drink and don't have issues. So, I mean, unfortunately, this is bad.
Missed opportunities by the gambling operator at the time, although these did not contribute to his death.
In terms of the operator, it's been a battle for us to show what was happening and how bad his gambling was and the lack of interventions from them. And I didn't think it would be that challenging.
There are up to 496 gambling-related suicides in England every year, and yet the family's solicitors say this is only the third inquest they're aware of since 2022, where the coroner has recognised the contribution of gambling to a self-inflicted death.
Often when concerns are raised with the coroner, there is a resistance to investigating those concerns. Often families don't have legal representation at inquests, and they're up against...
Oh, he said, let it see. It's more of an addiction than a disorder. Yeah, when the motherfucker said disorder, I was confused as shit, man. I said, niggas ain't born with a gambling disorder. Like, he was born as a baby and said, oh, this motherfucker got gambling disorder, so when he gets to 18, watch out for him. I said, come on, man. It's an addiction. You got a problem. You have a problem to the situation. It's like weapons. The weapon can't do anything. The person behind the weapon is the problem. So I don't think the gambling is the problem. Because I won some money on the football now. I can't even lie, I won some money on the football. But I don't lost some money. Enough for me to say, hey, I'm not going down the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Control.
Yeah, potentially gambling operators who have very deep resources and legal teams. I think it's very important that coroners become more aware of the links between gambling and suicide.
New guidance last year advised GPs in England to ask patients about gambling habits during checkups, like they would with smoking and alcohol. A move welcomed by the charity Gambling with Lives, set up by Charles and his wife after their son Jack took his life after battling a gambling addiction.
What we want as a charity is that any family that it believes where gambling is present, that should be investigated as part of the inquest process. These people, we believe, have been abused throughout their life by gambling and gambling operators. They need justice. But as a society, we need the learning from those deaths as well.
A government spokesperson said, while we understand the desire for better information about links between gambling and suicide, simply asking coroners to record motivation would not provide a reliable picture, as they're often working with limited or incomplete information. The government adds it's focusing on preventing suicides in the first place. We also contacted the judiciary and Southwark Coroner's Court, but neither have provided a comment. Lee's family welcomed the coroner's decision to include gambling as a cause of death, but feel the operator wasn't held to account and that the inquest was an uphill battle.
We need to do what we can to raise awareness to protect the public and to protect all the other families that are going to go through the devastation that we have.
More and more schools are banning.
Man, I feel bad. I have to admit, I feel bad. And yes, some people do have gambling problems. I want to use the word addiction because I don't understand the word disorder. From my understanding, disorder is something that you're born with. It's a condition. I don't understand how an addiction is a condition. But I'm not a clinical doctor to know terminology like that, though. That's just my opinion. So if I'm wrong, y'all got to let me know. And I'm not easily, you know what I'm saying, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not easily offended. You know what I'm saying? I always say in the chat, it's true though. He was born with it. It developed. That's exactly what happened. It developed. Like a drug addiction, like a dose of dopamine hit when they win, right? When they win, it's all good. Exactly. They think they can repeat it. Then it becomes an addiction. His depression also plays a role. Him being a depressed individual, on top of the fact your emotions are high, low, man. I know when he's hitting, he's probably thinking he's hitting forever. And they got $90,000, and it's like, whoa, put right back in their thousands of dollars. Now, maybe there's got to be safeguards. But at the end of the day, these casinos, they don't care. They don't care if they gave you $90,000, they hoping you give it right back to them. They're hoping you're a degenerate. The house always wants to win. So it's a dangerous game you're playing when you're gambling like that. That's why I don't like to do casinos and the gambling and shit. I would like to bet on a sport where I can kind of see and kind of make a good judge where you guess of what's going to happen than a complete, man, I'm trying to hit the lotto. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I say, I don't feel bad. If you have no respect for wrong and can go function in life, that's facts. You are in control of your life. That is 100% facts. That 100%. And so now they look like they're looking for excuses for the mans. You know, if they unallow themselves is wrong, but you got to hold accountability for yourself. But not, you're right. I can't even make the funk. Oh my God. Yeah, listen, you're in control of your own shit, say it, man. It's no different than Offset. Oh my God. On Monday? Oh my God. I know on Wednesday, we gonna get into some shit. We gonna get into some shit. Offset gambling thing is it's a real problem. It's a real problem.
Mobile phones from the classroom in the hope that it will improve students' concentration and cut down on cyberbullying. Now, there's already a ban at schools in Edinburgh and elsewhere. Now they're being taken away at the biggest school in the Highlands, Inverness Royal Academy. In a moment, we'll look at the evidence on whether phone bans really work. But first, here's more from our reporter, Mary Riddick.
Parents of children at Inverness Royal Academy were notified last month that a mobile phone ban would come into effect for pupils after the February school break. With over 1,350 pupils, it may not be that easy to implement, but in the school rector's view, it is important they take these steps now.
Of course, there'll be some pushback. We'll have some young people who won't be keen to turn their phones off, they won't be keen to come off them, they might not be keen to hand them over because some of these devices are quite expensive and they're really, really important to them. But the bit for me that we'll get across at assemblies is they'll thank us in later life for this. Employers are telling me that...
I think these children have phone addictions. If adults have gambling addictions, I think some of these kids have phone... Some adults have phone addictions, but when we talk about the children in school now, I'll be active on my social media periodically here in times and spurts, right? Right now, it's a long story short. And I put shit in my stories. I see these little niggas, and I know the kids. I know who they are. And I'm like, ain't you supposed to be in school? Ain't you supposed to be in class? How are you checking shit on social media? Because they got their phones in class. They got them out. You know, I think they should not be allowed to have their phones in the classroom. Because it is a safety thing and they got to get a hold of their parents and that kind of stuff there. Right? But then it takes away, now they're on lunchtime, instead of playing with their friends or socializing amongst each other, they're on their phones.
They want young people leaving school with digital skills, digital literacy, being able to use technology, but they don't want young people who are addicted or reliant on a mobile phone during the day because it gets in the way of the workplace. And our job in school is to get everybody to a stage where they're employable.
And Mr Adamson is no stranger to bringing in such a policy and has seen the benefits it will bring.
I was head teacher at Keennessy High School, and Keennessy High School was the first school to go to what we called a no phone zone, where we asked them to be turned off and out of sight all day. And I, to be honest, saw the benefits of that. I saw young people who started to socialise better with each other. I saw kids being kids again. And it just, the ethos and the vibe of the school was totally different in a positive way.
Pupils are apprehensive.
You know what, Knight? As a matter of fact, that's one of those ones you gotta pin. You gotta pin a comment like that. That's a real one. That's one you gotta pin. You know what I'm saying? What it said, I don't believe in excuses. It's just a way to get around from telling the truth. Goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna act like what I want to say. I've been there, bro. Now I don't make excuses no more. I can't lie. I have to take a long look at myself before the new year with this YouTube thing. I'm like, yo, man. I wasn't consistent enough. I got monetized. I'm still not consistent. You know what I'm saying? So I made a valid effort. No more excuses. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's real right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Man's got a gambling problem. Yo, it's you deal with it. Don't come tell me you got disorder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you late for work? Get your ass up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Don't make excuses. That's 1,000, man. That's 1,000, man. And then maybe with these kids too, man. If you have your phone, you should have enough discipline not to use your phone in scenarios where you shouldn't have to use your phone, right? Maybe we shouldn't be taking it from them. But at the same time, if we take it from them, then you know they don't have it.
Apprehensive about how they will cope, being a generation that has grown up with such a reliance on these devices. But many of them feel this will likely be a change for the better.
I think mostly we'll see people trying to stick to it, because I do think it's a positive change for a lot of people. I feel like I'm on my phone too much, so having something like this will allow for those better social interactions. But with any change, you're always going to have a little bit of pushback, but I think in general people are going to see it as a good opportunity.
I don't think it's been welcomed warmly into our school, but I think in the long run it will be really beneficial. I think people are losing their social skills and being able to naturally talk to each other during intervals and break and lunch. So I think it's really important that we start it now so that there's a change later on.
They are not the first school in Highland to try and bring about change, following a prompt from the local council last year for all schools to introduce new policies on mobile phone use. But as the largest school in the region, the hope is that if it's successful, it could spur others on to do the same. Maddy Riddach, reporting Scotland.
Well, with me now is the child and educational psychologist, Dr. Kirsty Rees, who joins us in the studio.
I wonder if they would ever try that over here in North America, in the U.S. and in Canada. I wonder if they ever try that. You think these kids would strike? Can you imagine these little niggas? Yo, no phones. All right, we ain't going to school. Fuck it. Yo, that would be the day. That would be the day. The little niggas is like, yo, no, listen. We on strike till we get our phones back. And if they're all in unison, what we gonna do?
It might seem like a no-brainer that taking phones away from kids in the classroom has a positive effect. Is there any evidence, though, to back it up?
There is some emerging research, actually, which is quite nuanced, the research we have so far. So the latest research from Birmingham University that did a comparison of schools that had banned phone versus schools that hadn't.
Yo, Lady T said, yo, the kids will not respond well. I think here, them kids them kids might riot. Yo, inner city kids not gonna go for that. Can you imagine? Yo. All y'all, before you walk through this building, yo, I need your phone. Yo, I don't know if that's gonna end well. That isn't a good idea. Yeah. These kids are distracted. 1,000%. They're distracted.
Found that there was no significant impact in those schools where the phones had been banned. So there was no difference in terms of the children's mental health and well-being and also their attainment. However, I think what's interesting is overall, for those children in both cohorts who are accessing social media and the phones more, they had poorer outcomes in terms of their mental health and well-being, their sleep and their behaviours.
Yeah, because there seems to be some anecdotal evidence. If you speak to teachers, they say that the change in cultures may be the biggest thing, that, when they had phones, the schools maybe were a lot quieter, kids weren't speaking to each other, and I guess just that social interaction might kind of help.
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of the advantages of not having...
Hey, Nate, I think you got a point there, man. Said, yo, it's not the kids we got to worry about, it's going to be the parents, because the parents got to deal with the kids. Yo, can you imagine, yo, in your house... The kind of drama they created because this kid don't have his phone at school. It can get ugly. I ain't gonna lie, it can get ugly. So the kids act like the world has to come to an end, to have a major meltdown. All of you, all y'all hear is, I'm bored. What am I supposed to do now? These kids will lose their mind. One time, my teenager, man, I took his cell phone away. That nigga went to sleep. I was like, yo, bro, what are you doing, man? This is too much, man. This is too much, man. If you don't keep your kids active and doing things like extracurricular things to keep them busy, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The phones and the gadgets. It's over. They're going to sit there you let them, they will sit there all day long.
Having phones in school is absolutely the social interaction. It's being able to play, it's being able to allow children to focus on that face-to-face interaction, to really be pulled away from the draw of that online world. And sometimes children need a boundary in place to be able to do that, because right now the pull of the online world is incredibly strong, and that's increasing all the time because of the amount of things that children are able to access.
I find it fascinating, actually. A lot of kids get it as well. They quite welcome these bans because they know that it actually has negative effects.
Yeah, like I said, I think some children welcome a bit of a boundary, and we as adults have a role in helping them with that, helping them to understand that it can be facilitate all that engagement and play that sometimes they find hard. And like us as adults, there is that pull all the time. If you're having a difficult day, it can be easy to go on your phone to escape, but actually that can be pretty much a maladaptive coping strategy. You can feel worse at the end of it, but getting outside and playing and being alongside your friends will have the opposite impact.
Is there maybe an alternative argument, though, that these are the tools that all of us use in our daily lives, and if you restrict children from using them during class time, is there a danger that once they leave school then they find it difficult to manage their time with these devices?
I think there is an argument for saying that just banning them in schools isn't going to help everything, because as we know, a lot of the online interaction happens outside of school. And for me as an educational child psychologist,
they're going to cause a colossal problem if that ever happened over here. Hear what she just said? It's not about the school you got to worry about. Outside of school going to be the problem. Yo, these kids, man, I'm telling you, bro, you bark up the wrong tree with that shit. What was that? Forget on board. You will be lucky if your house is still standing when you get home. Yo, listen, them niggas will set the house on fire by accident. I ain't gonna lie, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, niggas start cooking hot dogs and forget on purpose. Just to burn out the house because they ain't got his phone. I'm telling you, man. These kids, bro. No, I love them. I love them. I mean, I love them. And in this situation, I don't think you take their phone away from them, man. You gotta let them know, listen, between these times and these times, there should be no phones. Keep it in your pocket, leave it in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can get bad. What we said? Them kids gonna be bouncing off the wall, out the window, cooking everything in the house. I'm telling you. If you take all right, you know what? Take away their phone and they might have to start doing shit that they never would do, like cook something in the house. Oh my goodness. They won't know what to do with themselves. I'd imagine at school, man, maybe it might help them socialize with each other. Like we used to do. We talk to each other in school, goddammit.
Whether or not school as a banning phones, if children are outside school and those difficult interactions are happening online, or there's been videoing taking place between peers, they bring that into school. That doesn't happen. That doesn't stop when they get into school, and they have an audience that is already aware of that, so they can't escape that, whether phones are banned in schools or not. So absolutely, we have to look at the wider world outside of schools. It's not just about schools per se.
Well, Kirsty, thanks so much indeed for coming in. Really appreciate that.
A very good evening.
We're too deep as a society with this phone shit to turn around and tell the kids they can't have no phones in school. When little kids, I done seen kids, damn near. I got a daughter that's in grade, she's like 12. She ain't even got a phone. And I done seen kids younger than that, like kids like 10, 9 years old phones. So she's trying to say, oh, daddy, why I can't have a phone? I said, not your time yet. What you need a phone for? I pick you up from school. You and your brother, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what is they 2-year-olds at my... You know, it would take away the phone. 2-year-olds at microwave, warming food, newborns walking early. It might just be like that though. Goddamn right. They take away the gadgets. They might just start being more productive. They might start bouncing off the walls in the right way. You know what I'm saying? 2-year-old, yo, microwave food and shit, talking about daddy, man, daddy, you hungry? You know why I say that? Listen, if you allow it, a 2-year-old will be able to take your phone, figure out your app or whatever, and start playing games on that shit if you let them. So they can do that with the phone or with the gadget. I'm not saying they're gonna cook no food for real. But you never know what they could do. You never know. You know what I'm saying? What we got next? What we got going on here?
Asylum seekers living in Perth fear they could be attacked if they
asylum
were to leave their hotels during anti-immigration protests. It comes after tensions continue to rise in the city. First Minister John Swinney says he's now considering buffer zones around hotels housing asylum seekers. But those organising the protests say this would be an infringement on their human rights. Gráinne Grehan has the story.
Tensions continue to escalate at protests outside asylum hotels.
Immigration is the problem. Seems like it's a problem everywhere, man. And I didn't realize it's like it's a plague. Why come they all get to stay in these lavish hotels? When did that become the plague? I'm like, man, what am I missing? I got to be missing something because I'm a citizen. They ain't never give me no hotel to just stay, man. You can stay up in here for free, man. A couple dollars.
Last weekend, this was in Perth, where police separated the protesters and counter-protesters. Asylum seeker Ibrahim was inside the hotel at the time.
Even when you are inside, you feel frightened, let alone going outside, because the way they shout, they speak. So you feel like when you go outside at that specific time, you can be attacked. You feel always afraid, even though I know they doesn't represent all the people. Most of the people here in Perth or in Scotland are very friendly.
Another asylum seeker also says he feels unsafe.
Horrible people for the protest, and one side as well for the community in the Perth, very friendly people. The other side as well, horrible people.
I'm gonna touch on what you said, AT. It's true. If you're not careful, your 2-year-old will turn around and help themselves to their own food. They will find themselves in the snacks. They'll find themselves in whatever they can find themselves in. When they quiet, they up to something. When they know like when you don't hear them, they walk in the room. Hey man, what's going on? Where'd you get that? Like what we say, they taking over NYC. I've watched some YouTube videos about that, man. It's a serious thing. Immigration. So when I saw this, I said, hold on, man. What am I missing? Because I know what's happening in the US. I know what's happening in Canada. Well, I know in certain pockets in the UK is happening. I think it's like Scotland somewhere, one of them places. Like, what is going on? Man, and then they got these lavish hotels to kick their feet up. Man.
Demonstrations surrounding the anti-immigration debate have become heated in recent months, particularly in areas like Perth, Falkirk and Aberdeen. The hotel just behind me here has been at the heart of some of these protests against housing asylum seekers in hotels, but there's now calls for so-called buffer zones to be introduced to help reduce tension.
People have a legitimate right of protest, but when that protest is threatening to others and causes distress, that is unacceptable. So a suggestion has been made that we look at buffer zones, a suggestion made by my parliamentary colleague Pete Wishart, and we'll explore that because I think there are arguments in favour of that.
In Scotland, buffer zones currently apply to the area surrounding abortion clinics, which bans protesters from gathering within 200 metres of a clinic.
There seem to be lots of people coming from all over Scotland.
Campaigners say creating something
man.
similar.
I don't know. They ain't talking about abortion clinic. Let me think for a second. If somebody wants to have an abortion, I'm sorry to change topic for a second. Just let me think. Should it not be their right? Like, the people that, because I've seen this in real life where I've seen people like protesting abortions. And I'm saying to myself, right? What does it matter to you what the person's doing with their body? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they wild like yo nigga 20, like 100, like, 20 abortions and shit. Like, you wild, you reckless. It's a little different. But I mean, like, shit, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't know, but I wouldn't want somebody, you know what I'm saying, try to tell me what to do with my body. You know what I mean?
For asylum hotels would be welcome.
Everybody in the United Kingdom has the right to express their point of view, okay? But they do not have the right to threaten. They do not have the right to be abusive. Okay? So a buffer zone would be an excellent idea. I don't think that they should be allowed to come anywhere near either hotel.
But those organising the protests say it would be an infringement on their human rights. A spokesperson from Save Our Future and Our Kids' Futures told STV News, "We believe the proposed buffer zones are a direct attack on fundamental freedoms, the freedom to protest, freedom of speech and freedom of movement." They also said creating exclusion.
Lady, that's 1,000%, man. It's 100% the person's right. Who are we to judge what a person does? You don't know their life. You don't know their life. You don't know their situation. You don't know what's going on. And then you're standing out there and you're that's the one protest I'm like, I don't really understand that protest stuff. Now, protesting outside of a hotel that looks like a castle, while there's a whole bunch of immigrants and state asylum people, they call them, I don't know, whatever. Because we have immigration problems, how I look at it. And they all in there chilling with their feet up off of who's paying that shit. We are. Y'all got budgets for, y'all ain't got budgets for the niggas stealing phones and shit and want extra money from us, but you got them sitting up in the hotels chilling. That's where they're going to have a problem. That's where anybody's going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Our buffer zone sets a dangerous precedent where lawful dissent can be pushed further and further away until it effectively no longer exists. They also maintain
my body, my choice.
Peaceful and lawful.
My body, my choice. 1,000%. This is not freedom of speech. They are protesting on other people's rights. Yeah, see, that protest is two different things, man. I said, listen, you can't come stand in front of a clinic and tell me y'all gonna stand here and chastise everybody that walks through this motherfucker? Come on, man. Go home. Like, don't you got something better to do? You know, and it's probably the one standing out there that ain't got no kids anyway. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't understand that argument. I'm not gonna lie. That one argument, I don't understand. You know what I mean?
And are calling for change to immigration policies.
People who are here illegally should not be here and need to be removed, but that is not a licence for violence. We know that there's concern in the community. What government needs to do is fix the problem to allow our communities to be cohesive.
The UK government says it...
Bro, they talking about safe zones. Oh, we said in chat, how about they get a budget for everything else? Yeah, how about they get a budget for everything else except helping homeless people? Yeah, I don't understand this shit. Everything else needs a budget for this. And there's people who ain't got nowhere to live in the UK right now. Ain't got nowhere to live. It's cold as fuck outside. Ain't got nowhere to live. Same thing in America, same thing in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere to live. But we got these folk. Look at the hotel. Look at this hotel. And they in there comfortable. Ain't paying $1. Keep their feet up. And they're getting paid. I would have a problem too. Because if I'm a homeless citizen in the UK, you wouldn't even let me in the building. Come on with it now. I'm just saying. I don't agree with it, man. I do not agree with it, man. I don't agree with it.
Remains committed to ending the use of hotels to house asylum seekers by the end of 2029 and to accelerate the scale of deportations. But there's no end in sight to these protests, with more planned in the coming weeks. Gráinne Ní Ghréathain, STV News.
In Spain, a faulty rail...
They want a plan to stop housing these folks by 2029 and start a deportation process. So they're going to be in a hotel for 3 years? 2026 has started. I don't think that's going to go well with any folks. I don't think it's going to go well. If this how it started, yo, man. Y'all must have a really good deal with them hotels, man. You know what I mean? Oh, we're going to Spain. Oh, man. Horrific train incident that happened in Spain, man. Let's get down to it, man.
Crack joint is reportedly to blame for a train collision that's killed at least 39 people. It involved two high-speed trains in the south of the country on a popular route between Malaga and Madrid. Officials say it's the worst rail crash the country has seen in more than a decade. The CBC's Megan Williams has the details on the investigation.
Investigators are now examining the track itself. Sources say technicians identified a damaged rail joint known as a fish plate at the site of the crash. Authorities say they believe the joint showed signs of wear that had developed over time. That wear appears to have created a gap between sections of the rail, which widened as the train sped over it. Investigators say the first carriages of that high-speed train crossed that weakened section without any problems, but it was those final carriages, one of them derailed, and that derailment pulled the remaining cars off the track and onto the path of another oncoming train, which was then pushed down into an embankment. Now, there were about 400 people on those two trains combined. Video from the scene shows passengers desperately breaking windows, climbing out of those damaged cars, as other survivors were carried away by emergency workers who toiled through the night trying to get people.
What we said in the chat night, why are they speeding? What's the rush? I don't understand. I mean, a faulty rail, whatever. Okay, that's negligence. But the speeding part, man. And they be making some of these trains, some kind of speeds that I don't understand. Like, are we on a train or are we on a plane? So no one checked the rails daily to make sure it's okay to ride. Like, there's negligence somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Every day that shit's got to be checked before we start this operation. What are we talking about? As a matter of fact, if it's shift work, man, the morning shift guy come in, you gotta check it. The afternoon shift guy come in, you gotta check it. Night shift guy come in, you gotta check it. Come on, man. There's no excuses for certain things like that, man. There's no excuses, bro. But when people want to cut corners, that's what happens.
People to safety. The damaged section of the rail has now been secured and documented by forensic teams, and authorities say it's going to be central to the investigation as to what caused the crash. Officials say the train involved was relatively new and that the track had been renovated last year. So this formal inquiry is now underway to determine if that rail fault played the decisive role in this crash. One detail drawing attention here in Italy is that the train that derailed was operated by Irio, which is a private rail company majority owned by Italy's state railway group. Irio began running high-speed services in Spain just over 2 years ago. Megan Williams, CBC News, Rome.
Well, now to a major development in the case of a missing teenager.
We check the roadways and the skies and the tarmacs, but not the rails. That's a very good observation. That's a very good observation. I think the train is last on the totem pole. I'm not gonna lie, I think the train probably last on the totem pole. I ain't gonna lie, man. They probably check the transit buses more than they check the train rails, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's 1,000. What you say? Yep. What you say, AT? Yep. And when those corners are cut, it costs other people's lives, innocent civilians. 400 people on that train. For it to topple over like that, though. And they got to do better than that, man. I hope there's no casualties and everybody made it out safely. I don't remember hearing any casualties, but they got to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no cutting way. There's no other way around it. They gotta do better. Now we got a situation with a mother. It's fucked up, man. A mother and son. You'd be surprised what the motherfuckers did, man.
London Thomas.
Today, a judge ordered London's ex-boyfriend and his mother to stand trial in the 17-year-old's murder.
And in a stunning turn, the judge even added the charge of first-degree premeditated murder for both mother and son. 7 News Detroit reporter Brett Cass was in the courtroom with reaction from London's family, who listened to new disturbing details in this case.
After mother and son, premeditated first-degree. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. What you say? Yeah, 30. Oh, shit. See, I didn't hear that. See, now I know I'm slow. 39 people out of the 400 did not make it. Man, put their ass under the jail. Yeah, I want to hire, man. Listen, First of all, the real shit, that 39 people that passed away, somebody got to be held accountable for that shit. Somebody got to go to jail for that shit. When we talking about this right here, premeditated murder for mother and son, put their ass under the jail, man. Get rid of them. I don't even know what the case is. But if the judge came to the conclusion it's premeditated for the both of y'all, I want to know what happened.
Hearing new evidence, Judge Sabrina Johnson bound over 24-year-old Jalen Pendergrass and his mother, 49-year-old Charlotte Pendergrass, on new and more severe charges in the death of Jalen's former girlfriend, 17-year-old London Thomas. Originally charged with second-degree murder, the two are now facing first-degree murder, along with charges for unlawful imprisonment and evidence tampering.
Emotional. Just one small step towards justice for London and our family.
London's mother and family members sat in the Inkster courtroom hearing hours of excruciating testimony. First, London's sister testified that she dropped London off at Jalen's home on April 5th. Then Lanijah Wilkerson, another former girlfriend of Jalen's, testified that after London went missing, Jalen sent her specific song lyrics to hear.
What was the lyric he wanted you to listen to?
Put the on the trunk, our family never see her again.
Lanijah also testified that later on, Jalen told her that on the night of April 5th, London and his mom got into a physical fight at his home. He had beaten London and tied her up, and then his mom allegedly told him to get angry.
His mother told Jalen that?
Yes.
Did she tell him anything? Did he tell you that she told him anything else?
Together.
Okay. So what did he tell you that he did in response?
He told me that he pulled her off the bed, he stood her up, he grabbed the belt, and he strangled her until she fell.
Another key witness, a friend of Charla's, was allegedly given the large plastic tote containing London's body.
Did she say that she wanted you to do something with the tote?
She told me to get rid of it, to burn it.
She said to burn the tote?
Yes.
He instead had a lawyer contact police with the tote's location in the trunk of his car in Southfield, and inside the bin, police found London's body tied up and bruised, and the prosecution said evidence shows Jalen's DNA was likely on the handles.
Everything shocked me. How the story unfolded, how would they...
What we're saying in the chat, she was underage in the first place. She's slow and he's slower. I'm very confused as to if the boy's retarded. He got the mom retarded too, man. It's like the mom got to be more retarded than I don't know which one's slower. Boy, you slow for thinking what you're thinking, and then I'm gonna assist you in what you're thinking. Boy, man, some parents will let their kids fall and actually assist them in falling. I don't understand.
Did to her.
But the defense called Lanijah's credibility as a witness into question after she testified she and Jalen both took drugs and were drunk during that alleged confession, what the prosecution defended it.
So what he's basically asking you to do, Your Honor, is just go off of what this young lady said who
again, was high when she did this.
That information could have only come from somebody who was present when it happened, and that lends her testimony credibility.
And in the end, the judge approved those new charges and the case moves on.
First-degree murder, that's good enough for me.
In Inkster, Brett Cast, 7 News, Detroit.
I don't understand. This brings us to our last segment of the day. But before we get to the last segment, it's a feel-good segment of the day. Before we get there, I want to say in the chat, this is shocking case. I can't wrap my head around how a mother can do this with her son and be the one to coach him to do it. They drinking and drugging together. What kind of mother is this? When I heard that too, I was confused. I thought I heard wrong. I was like, hey, what kind of? It's like her son. It's like she wanted her son. There was no dad around. It's like she wanted her son to be her man. You know what I'm saying? The complex is what I see. Because she didn't lay down her boundaries as a mother. Why are you doing these things with your son? Like, no, there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, everybody parents differently, man. Everybody parents differently. But I will say, the young lady did not deserve that. And then now you and your son got a goddamn issue. Holy fuck, man. He's trying to look crazy. What? He's trying to look crazy. Boy, stop. You know what you did? Bye. You know what? He's sitting there like you want to cry and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you fucked up. You and your mammy fucked up. I don't know what kind of lifestyle you're living where you would allow your child. See, if your child want to be retarded, that's on him. I'm not defending that shit. I'm not defending it. No. You gonna plead guilty, you gonna do the time like a man, or I'm gonna coach you out of it. If it's not done yet, you're not doing it. Join you in the shit and coach you and how to get the job done. No, you're going to jail now. All right, we got you ever go to a bar or a restaurant and shit and there's fucking animals in that bitch? Yeah, I mean, hey man. Allegedly it's a thing now.
Here's these animals were all caught inside bars. In 2022, a woman picked up a possum and carried it out after it was spotted in a Brooklyn, New York bar. The critter didn't seem happy that it was getting kicked out of the bar before closing time. Once outside, the woman set the possum free by a pile of garbage.
Yeah!
In 2023, this woman also helped get a possum out of a bar.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, there's a possum in the bar and I have to get him out.
Jessica White was at the Texas watering hole when the possum...
What exactly is the possum? Look like a goddamn... what are the things that be in the garbage is all a raccoon? Kind of like a raccoon though. I don't know. But I mean, man, let the possum live a little bit, man. What's the problem? Man, just wants to be in it, you know what I mean? Listen to some good music. You know what I'm saying? Hang around some good folks and hear the gossip for the day. Might get some food and shit.
Some moseyed on in.
I walked over there and I was like, hey, like, are you okay? And my friends are like, you're gonna get bit.
You said to the possum, are you okay?
Yeah, I asked him if he was okay. I did the thing where you hold out your hand to let a dog sniff it.
Holy moly.
She carried the animal out by its tail, trying to figure out where to set them free.
I don't want him to get more freaked out or injured than he probably already is.
He was big.
He was really big. I would say he was about 10 to 12, 15 pounds. Like he was heavy. He was very well fed.
Hey, can I take a picture of you with it? There were some big burly guys in there, and I'm sure there were guys in that bar who would not have been brave enough to pick up that possum.
I don't know if it was bravery.
And I'm one of them. I would have been scared for my life to pick up. Let me tell you something, man.
Being myself.
I would have been scared for my life to pick up that possum. That lady is braver than me. I'm not lazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She's braver than me. I would have saw the shit and called the manager. Hey, man, it's possible over here, bro. I don't know what y'all want to do with it. I'm fine. If you're fine, you can leave him there if you want to. All right, man. Oh, man. She's definitely a brave soul, man. I'll give her that.
I've always loved animals, and I'm not scared to interact with them, but I haven't been harmed yet, knock on wood.
After the incident, she was nicknamed Possum Queen and had many admirers.
I'm blown away. Like, I never expected this to blow up.
In 2023, 2 blue penguins walked into a New Zealand sushi bar. Once inside, they hid under the refrigerator unit for safety.
What they're looking for is essentially a hole or a tight place that they can hide into where they'll be safe from most of the predators that they would have faced before humans.
Eventually, they were captured and escorted from the premises.
They should have left the penguins in there, man. Oh, come on, man. I mean, come on, man. A penguin ain't gonna do nothing to nobody but to be a mascot in the restaurant. You imagine walking in a restaurant and there's a goddamn penguin just waddling around and shit. 2 of them, niggas. I'm like, oh shit, nigga. Should have left the penguins, man. What do you say, Lady T? Same here. I'm calling the manager. You goddamn right. Yo. We got a problem. You know what I'm saying? I think you got a possum in the back. Oh shit. Yo. I bet that lady got a raise, man. I mean, she did well. She did well.
Time of year, penguins around the harbour are coming in and they're trying to identify a place where they and their mate can set up shop to lay eggs.
Because blue penguins are protected under New Zealand's Wildlife Act, they were released into the Wellington Harbour. In 2025, a baby seal snuck into a bar in New Zealand. The pup was first seen outside, but when a person tried to grab it with the sweater, it ran right inside.
Everyone thought it was a dog at first because we're a dog-friendly establishment, and then I did a double take and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a seal, what's going on?
The seal ran into the bathroom where it hid until officials came.
There's a baby seal here. This is not online what I thought was going to happen today. Oh, poor seal.
After getting
Man, looking for water. I'm going to the bathroom, fuck it. I'm looking. Where did he come from? The goddamn... Where did the seal come from, man? He's just waddling all over the goddamn place. Same with the penguin. Those ain't regular animals you see, like, you know what I'm saying? And if I went to the store right now and I saw a goddamn seal, I might be like, oh shit. I might be more amazed than confused. What do you say? I'm not leaving. Forget Bill. Forget husband too. I'm gone. Yo, I'm out this bitch. Fuck it. Y'all gonna figure this shit out. Holy shit. Yo, them folks is good, man. What do you say? There's some nice toilets. I thought the same thing. I said, I'm not gonna lie to AT. I thought the same thing. I said that seal got taste. He knew exactly where to go. And he's comfortable right beside the toilet now. That nigga smart.
Boxed out with salmon, the seal was taken away and put back into nature. In 2021, After Bark, a bar where humans and dogs could share treats and drinks, opened in London.
My name's Jess and this is Sunny.
Hi, I'm Dom and this is Mischief.
Pups at the venue enjoyed pup tails that included carrot, apple, and beet juice.
It's about getting those good fruit and vegetables into the dog's diet in a really fun way.
They also had barkaritas and other non-alcoholic plant-based beverages. As for treats, there were some both dogs and humans could enjoy.
What? We have shareable treats, which are made by local lady Morelli. They're called Lick and Mix, and we also have them as snacks in the bar in the evening, and you can have them yourself, or you can share them with a dog.
After Bark's goal was to help dogs socialize with their humans and adjust back to life after the pandemic.
Those dogs aren't used to being separated from their parents. I think it becomes all the more necessary to work out a way whereby you're not unsettling your pup.
I have never been to anywhere like this before. The fact that the snacks are allowed to be eaten by both dogs and humans is like, well, we share our food anyway, but
Man, yo, so she's having a latte, a cocktail with a goddamn pup. My pup, listen, man. That has to be his own store, his own restaurant, a cafe or whatever. If I walk in the store, a nigga got dogs on the table. y'all sharing the same snacks. And they use the same glasses. I don't know if they use the same glasses, but it definitely looks like it, Nate. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like they're sharing cocktails. I ain't never seen anything like it, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it, man. What do you say? Nope, I'm not eating in the same snacks my damn dog is eating. Give me food. You know what I'm saying? I'm confused on this one, man. I know dog lovers. I want a dog. I'm not gonna lie. I want a dog. And I don't want no big dog. I want a little small dog like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want a big dog. But I ain't gonna let the big dog do a lot of things. He can't sleep with me. He ain't gonna come to my bed, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's what they do, but I don't know. Maybe I might change my mind later. But we're not sharing food, though. I'm not changing my mind on that. We're not sharing food. And when we go out to dinner, you're not sitting on. You ain't even coming. But you know what, though? It's a good business idea. I ain't gonna lie. That's a very good cafe idea for the dog lovers who want to bring their dogs, you know, out on dates or whatever to, you know, enjoy themselves. So I mean, it's a good avenue. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Okay, those are the same shot glasses get washed and used again for everyone, including dogs. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I understand. So they're gonna give you a dog. Here, man. Take the shot glass. Yeah, the dog used the last. Oh my gosh. Man. This is disgusting. If you don't understand it. I have to put that in there. Because I'm not a dog lover to that extent. And I don't even have a dog. So I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But I would do shit like if I'm eating dinner, you know what I'm saying? I give dog some chicken, nigga. But I ain't gonna. Hey, man. I see the chat blowing up, and I can see, man. We ain't really understand this here, man. And I ain't sharing my shot class with my pup. I ain't sharing anything with my pup like that. Though. You gotta have your own food. You know what I'm saying? We ain't sharing snacks. That's my shot. You ain't even. Even though it's not alcoholic based drink you're giving them, I'm still not doing it. You can get some water. I don't know. Are you allowed to give pups juice and shit? See, I don't have a dog, so I wouldn't know these things. You know what I'm saying? All I know, man, feed them water, but I don't know. I don't have dogs. Brings us to our end of the segment today. You know what I'm talking about? On a Sunday morning, you dig? We gonna be back at it tonight with the Fleetwood stories. Y'all gonna want to be there 9 p.m. Jimmy Henchman. Man, Jimmy is like, for lack of better words, he's the goon of the goons, the boogeyman of the day. You know what I'm saying? I had issues with Tupac, I had issues with 50 Cent. Bro, we're talking some serious allegations. So you know I got the whole nine, I got the whole thing, the whole breakdown, man. When you tune in tonight, 9 p.m., we gonna get it cracking. Fleetwood stories. I appreciate everybody that tuned in this morning. It's time of day I showed up to everybody popped in. Salute to you, Lady T, this morning. Shout out to you. I know it's a miserable goddamn day in Ontario with the snow. Shout out to Lady Knight, Miss Knight in the building. Absolute, my day ones in the building, man. Knight, I appreciate you, Lady T. I appreciate you. Y'all know y'all my day ones, man. And Everybody else that popped in today, absolute nothing but love. You know what I'm talking about? And y'all been watching the videos. I appreciate it. The numbers are up. I appreciate y'all all day, every day. God bless y'all souls on a Sunday, man. You know what I'm talking about? I'll be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time roll call for the Fleetwood Stories. And as always, play on, player, play on.